Okay, but basically cancer can be cured if people knew how to eat, how to feed themselves. Just like here, another article out of the Sun Times, Sunday, March 29, 2009. It says, demand for turtle meat spurs call for ban. Okay, so you have many people eating turtle. Okay, which you understand is a it's in the reptilian family. Okay, you know, that's why people have all these diseases, eating all these things that destroy them. Okay, we have another article here about out of the Sun Times, Tuesday, April 7, 2009. Kids facing weighty issues as young as 4 years old. Okay, a new study says almost 1 in 5 American 4-year-olds is obese, and the rate is higher among American Indian children, with nearly a third of them obese. Okay, it says researchers were surprised to see differences by race at so early an age. Overall, more than 500,000 4-year-olds are obese, the study suggests. Obesity also is more common in Hispanic and black youngsters, basically Hebrew Israelites, Latino Hebrew Israelites, and so-called black African American Hebrew Israelites. Okay, it's more common, this obesity among 4-year-olds amongst those two groups. Says, but for American Indians, the rate is almost double that of whites. Okay, because they're feeding all these children all of these laboratory sweeteners, and you know, they have this Similac that they make for children, and then a lot of people, from a lack of knowledge, feed their children cow's milk. Okay, and cow's milk is for cows. When you go into Deuteronomy chapter 33, okay, not 33 but 32, pardon. When you go into Deuteronomy chapter 32, it tells you about diet there. It says you understand, when you go there, I'll just read just a little bit, and many of you who haven't read it can go there and see this, where it says, you know, Yah is magnifying himself, and he's talking about him and his relationship with the children of Israel, and also he's laying down some of the diet. Okay, I'm going to pick this up. I'll pick it up at verse 12, where it says, so Yah alone did lead him, talking about children of Israel, Yeshurun, as it's a name of righteousness for the children of Israel. And there was no strange god, lowercase, or idol with him. He was alone. Okay, he made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields, and he made him to suck honey out of the rock and oil out of the flinty rock. Okay, honey, oil, butter of kine, that's butter of cattle. Okay, so butter's okay. You know, you have many of this that these doctors who are in the medical industrial complex, they tell the people butter's no good, but butter is excellent, because butter melts at room temperature. Okay, so it won't clog your arteries, and the body is, you know, 98.6 is the heat of the body, or around in that area. That's pretty warm, isn't it? Says milk of sheep, not milk of cows or steers. Okay, because the milk of a cow is to it has what they call casein, which creates mucus in the lungs. Okay, that's why you see most of the children that are fed cow's milk, their nose is full of mucus. Okay, their chest is full of mucus, because it's to grow a cow to be 1,000 pounds. A human being doesn't want to be that big. Okay, and it causes a lot of problems, internal problems, when people drink cow's milk, even older people. Okay, you see all these commercials on TV here in America about milk is good for you, but cow's milk, but that's not true. Okay, says the fat of lambs and rams of the breed of Bashan. See, lambs, rams, steers. Okay, we can eat those things. They fit the guideline in Leviticus chapter 11. All we have to do is adhere to the guidelines that Yah has laid down in His law. Fat of kidneys of wheat. Okay, and many of you know that the sons of Esau, who own all these corporations, that produce all of these foods that are very detrimental to your health. They take all of the whole wheat and the grains, they separate them and take all of the good things out of it and sell that, package that separate, put that on the shelf, you understand, as the husk, sell that separately, okay? But the whole grains, they leave them stripped, they bleach them, turn them white, enrich them, then add some more stuff that they created and say that that's good for you, But how can it be? That's not how it started out, okay? So this is what they do. They attack the food source. They have all these GMOs, genetically modified organisms, which is not good. That's what's killing off your pollinators, your bees, and your butterflies and other insects, because that's what these GMO crops were created to do, was to destroy Yah's army, okay, the insects, and but in doing so, it also destroys the pollinators, and that's why these pollinators are disappearing. And then the bats, they're disappearing because they eat the insects. So you follow? Man, through his so-called ingenuity and his genius, is really destroying Yah's whole ecosystem, you understand, to the degree where it's very detrimental for human beings. They being these corporations that are controlled and owned by the sons of Esau, they inseminate into the foods all kind of preservatives and dyes, okay, which is not good for people's health. You understand? Lauryl sulfates, lauryl sulfites, sodium nitrates, sodium nitrites, okay, MSG, monosodium glutamate, that they try to hide by different names. It's, monosodium glutamate, very detrimental for one's health. That's a substance, as these substances I just mentioned, that are created in the laboratory, the labs, okay, by Dr. Frankenstein, okay, and they inseminate them into the foods. People ingest these things, and that's why you have all kind of problems today. People breaking out in rashes, their whole electrolyte system is imbalanced, okay. It brings down their system to where they are attacked by all kind of different viruses and whatnot. It attacks the liver. They have all these petrochemicals, in mouthwashes and toothpaste. They got fluoride, deadly killer. They put fluoride in the water, deadly killer. You don't need fluoride to keep from getting tooth decay. That's a lie. Okay, they put chlorine in the water. The water already has a natural source of chlorine. Okay, that's like adding some Clorox bleach or some kind of bleach into the water. They do all these things, they tell you it's good for your health, but it's really detrimental. Okay, we just had a case here in right outside of Chicago, Illinois, a little suburb here, where the water's been contaminated now for 20 years. The people been drinking and didn't know it, and the state of Illinois knew about it, didn't tell them. They told the officials of the little town, but how come they didn't tell the people? And then the officials in the town didn't tell the people. They've been drinking this contaminated water that's it was contaminated with this chemical that comes from a cleaning fluid, from a cleaners. All these type of things is going on. So this is why people's health is so horrible. And then together with people eating all of these things that are unclean, Yah put a diet in his law, Leviticus 11,